Hey, this is Brant with Vintage Statements, and today we've got a nice French style 9-drawer dresser and 2 matching nightstands that we're going to redo. So follow along. Alright, so step 1 is going to be to pull the drawers out, look at the subframe, make sure there's no damage to any of these pieces. Overall, the outsides of them look pretty good. There's a couple nicks on the top which we're going to sand out, so not a big deal there. The color that we've chosen is going to be a dark satin black, and then we're going to just scuff up the edges, give it more of a farm style look. We've already got a client that wants this piece, so we've already got it figured out exactly what we want to do to it. So pull the drawers, look at the subframe, pull the drawers, look at the subframes, and make sure everything looks good. If so, we can go right into sanding. Alright, got all the drawers taken out, all the subframe looks good, no real issues in this piece. There's a couple little dents in the top here which we'll sand out, and on top of the nightstands. So we're going to use our DeWalt sander, 80 grit sandpaper. Now with these types of French dressers, this paint is a little shiny and a little smooth, so we really have to make sure we sand these down. If you're a person that wants to skip the sanding, this might not be the type of dresser to get. The paint doesn't stick well unless you get a good sand in it. And we're going to use the 80 grit. It'll create little grooves in it, make that paint stick real nice. We'll get rid of the shine and the smoothness. Whatever we can't get with the DeWalt, we'll have to hand sand. And well, you can see there's a lot of curves on these pieces, so we'll be doing a lot of hand sanding here today too. So after that, we'll get it vacuumed out, cleaned up, and well, then we can start painting it black. But until then, we've got a couple hours of, maybe not a couple hours, maybe an hour and a half of sanding here and cleaning up. So let's get started. Alright, so we've got it sanded, vacuumed, wiped down, and now we can start painting it. So we'll start with the 2 nightstands, do the frame, do the drawer twice, then we can start on the big frame there, the actual dresser itself. So then we're going to use Behr Prime and Paint, or it's a Eggshell black, our angled 2-inch Woodster brush. These are the ones I always use, and they always turn out really well. So we're going to keep with them. So do the frame, inside, all around it, top. There's a lot to paint today, so let's get started. some of you, this will be the end of painting and finishing off your product, putting the handles back on, making it all look fancy. But for us, we're going to still scuff this up, give it a little vintage farm style look to it. If you wanted to, you could stop here, put the hardware on, call it a day, and it would look amazing. But we want that worn in look, so what we're going to do is, I got a bunch of old 80 grit sandpaper that's been worn down, so it's not as heavy on the grooving when we get to this. We're just going to do the edges, kind of rough it around, straight across, down the legs, everything like that once. We'll wipe it off again, and then we'll have this piece done so we can get the hardware on. Let's get started. We got a lot to do.
So here is the finished painted drawer that Brant is going to go ahead and just kind of wrap up and sand a little bit. So after that, it looks like this. And then I'm using the beeswax wax to go ahead and just kind of just finish it off, give it a little bit of a shine for it, and also just condition the paint so it's not continuing to scratch or anything. And it's the Howard Feed and Bees. It's got like a little orange smell, so it actually smells really good. Just putting it on the sock, just like a little bit. The first time you do it, it'll obviously take a little bit more than if you've done a few pieces, like I've already done the drawers of the nightstands and part of the dresser. Just putting it on the sock, and then you're just going to rub it on top of the wood. You're going to literally see the difference between the shine and then also where it was painted. Just rubbing it on with the same grain pattern as the wood. And then you can literally see exactly where it goes. It smells good. It really helps just to keep the drawers as is and not getting scratched up or getting stained or anything if you set like water on it.
Alright, here it is completed. We took off the hardware, we checked the subframe, we sanded it down, got rid of all the smoothness and that gloss. We painted it twice, we scuffed it up, gave it a farm style look, and then we conditioned it and sealed it with some wax. Now this shine will go away just a little bit, so it'll be a little less shiny, but we're letting it dry. And well, I think it came out pretty cool. A cool French style, giving a farm style look. Let us know what you think. Look us up on Instagram, Vintage Statements, Facebook, same. Leave us a comment, and well, always try to subscribe. We'll see you next time.